A hot day. Wouldn't you mind if I open the window?
Certainly not.
How are you today, darling?
Not bad. A bit tired of my bandages. I can't wait the day for them to be removed.
Oh, I see. But please, be patient. I'm sure everything will be okay. And please, don't forget to take your medicine after meals.
Okay.
Here is someone you want to see a little earlier than usual. Good evening, Mr. West. Mrs. West is waiting for you. Oh, what beautiful flowers.
They're for my wife. Could you put them in the vase, please?
With pleasure.
Honey, I'm so worried about you. And when we return home, I'd like the night nurse might go with us for the first week. She will take care of you while I'm at work.
Just a week?
Yes, just a week. I promise.
I agree. You're the most careful husband in the world.
I'm sorry, but I have to go now. Till tomorrow, and don't be sad.
Till tomorrow. I'll miss you.
Come sleep. I know it's bad for you. I'll give you just 2.5 grains, and the night won't seem so long.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Part 2. A day before a great event.
Your lenses will be fitted tomorrow. You will see more clearly than ever before.
You would know you've got them, Mrs. West.
Tomorrow I shall see you.
Yes, I'll give you your first shock. Aren't you feeling excited?
It's like being born again. I forgot how the world looks like.
Such a wonderful world. And you've been patient for so long.
It's strange. Tomorrow you won't be a voice for me anymore. You'll be a person.
Aren't I a person now?
Yes, of course, but it will be different.
Sleep then. Tomorrow will come too soon. Good night, Mrs. West.
Good night.
Part 3. The day of the great event. In the morning.
Good morning. Oh, we can't complain of the weather. All ready for the great event.
Now, don't be disappointed. You won't know any difference for about half an hour. And then it will gradually clear.
How much shall I see?
Everything, but not immediately in color. Just like wearing a pair of sunglasses in a bright day. Rather pleasant.
It's happening. It's true. They weren't lying to me.
Well, I'll be happy once more. Feeling a bit strange.
I see very plainly. At least I think I do. The broad uniform figure was as much as I had imagined it, but that cow's head, those ridiculous horns, and where did the head join the body? Is it a trick?
Is what a trick?
The way you look, your face.
Really, Mrs. West, I'm as a good God made me.
I didn't offend I'm so sorry, but you see, you look really strange. You see...
Hello? How goes it?
Mrs. West thinks it's a bit of a joke.
It's okay. It's the reaction. I'll be in on Thursday to change the lenses.
Will the permanent lenses be the same as this?
Exactly the same, except they won't be tinted.
What is happening? If it is really some kind of test, will they
half brains. She's a little tired. It's the reaction, of course.
Do you want anything, Mrs. West? I'm rather tired. I'd like to sleep. That's right. What am I to do? What am I to do? How long was it going for?
What do you mean, Mrs. West?
This test on my eyes. I don't see the point of it. I see. What I see. It's not. I see really good, but the chair is the chair. The table is the table. But why do you look like a kitten? I see what I see. You're a cat, and newsprint's a cow.
If you please, Mrs. West, will you eat your lunch? And ring the bell when you are ready for the next course.
No, there could not be wearing masks, and the staff of the hospital could not possibly play such an act for one person. The expense would be too great. The mystery must lie in the lenses that must transform the person. Oh, thanks God! No, sweetie, can you come here, please? No, sweetie. Maybe. Do you want some milk?
A joke is a joke. And
Meow.
I can take love with anyone, but I can't stand rudeness.
Meow.
Part 4. The same day, in the afternoon.
Jim, darling.
Yes?
Jim, when you can get here?
Not before this evening, I'm afraid. It's one hell of a day, one scene after another. Well, how did it go? Is everything okay?
Not exactly.
What do you mean? Can't you see?
I see perfectly. It's just that that all the nurses look like animals, and the surgeon too. He's a dog.
What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, never mind. I'll tell you later.
I'm sorry, but I really am in a hurry. See you.
Goodbye.
I hope you're quite comfortable, Mrs. West.
Yeah, thank you.
The lenses fit well.
Very well.
I'm so glad. It was a nice operation. And Mrs. West, I hope you won't mind what I'm going to say, but our nurses do a fine job here. And we're all very proud of them. They work long hours here, as you know. And it isn't really very kind to mock them, although you it in fun.
Is it because I called you a sweetie cat?
I don't know what you call her, Mrs. West, but she was quite distressed. She came to me in the office nearly crying.
It won't happen again, but what is the object of it all?
The object of what, Mrs. West?
This test on my eyes. I don't see the point of it.
I hope, Mrs. West, that you will look on us with greater tolerance than you have appeared to now.
Part 4. The same day, in the evening.
How does it feel to see yourself again? Poor dear, they should have kept you quiet the first day. Tell me, do I look as you expected me to look?
I think you do.
Yeah, when we go home, I needn't wear a uniform. You see, I'll be your private nurse and you'll be my private patient then.
I have forgotten the plans. Nurse Ansel will be with us for a week. It is all arranged. The little thing was not to show fear. Nothing has seemed changed. And then, when Jim arrives, I'll tell him. I'll try to explain why I can't trust Nurse Ansel anymore. I want no one to look after me. I only want to be home again with him.
Sorry for being late. I'll jump into a taxi and be with you right away.
You must promise not to get too excited when Mr. West comes.
I'm not excited. I just want to see him. That's all.
You're looking very flushed.
It's warm in here.
I'll open the window.
I heard you're not too well, feeling a bit sick and out of sorts. I will not stay long. A good night's rest will put you right.
It's a reaction of being able to see again. She says it will be much better when we get home.
I don't know if I want Nurse Ansel to come with us.
Not want Nurse Ansel, but everything is settled.
Cup of coffee, Mr. West?
Thank you, Nurse. I'd love some. What's this nonsense about not coming home with us?
She's a little bit tired.
I'm all right. Just a little mixed up. I'll be better in the morning.
Anyway, I won't bother you with these documents. You can sign them at home.
What documents?
Trust fund papers Forbes and Milway gave me. They suggest I should become a co-director of the fund.
What for? After all, it's my money.
Of course it is. That is not the point. The point is that I should be able to sign them for you if you should be ill.
Don't stay too long, Mr. West. Mother must have real rest tonight.
Okay.
I don't propose to go away or to be ill.
Probably not. Anyway, I won't bore you with it now. Did you really mean that about Nurse Ansel?
I don't know. It seemed to me rather silly to go home with a nurse now when I can see again.
I think she's a treasure. Anyway, if it doesn't work, we can always send her away.
Perhaps. What will you do this evening?
Have dinner at the club, I suppose. It's becoming rather monotonous. And, thank goodness, 2 days more of it, then you'll be back again.
Yeah.
Oh, you look unwell. Shall I call Nurse Ansel?
No, please, no.
I think I'd better go now. She said not to stay long. Sleep well, my poor pet, and take it easy.
How are you feeling, Mrs. West?
I don't know. Can I speak to you?
Of course, do you mind, dear?
I don't mind.
You'll think me rather foolish, but the lenses, they make everyone look different.
They are supposed to that, you know. They don't show color.
And do you know someone who had this operation before?
Yes, courses of them. In a couple of days, you'll be as right as a rain. You'll actually see me more clearly in every way. One patient told me it was as though she had been wearing spectacles all her life, and then because of the operation she realized she saw all her friends, her family, as they really were.
And they really were?
Exactly. Her sight had always been poor, you see. She thought that her husband's hair was brown, but in reality it was red, bright red. A bit of shock at first, but she was delighted.
I can see people as they really are. And those whom I love and trust most are in fact Vulture and the snake.
Ready to settle down, Mrs. West?
Yeah.
Good night, Mrs. West.
Good night. No one is human. No one is safe. Everywhere. Vultures, snakes, frogs, monkeys, sheep, dogs. The world is theirs. There is no human left. Only night, darkness, and shadows. The light is no longer with me. I'm alone in an animal world.
Part 5. The following day.
Lie quietly, Mrs. West. Just a small injection. I'm not going to hurt you.
Will the permanent lenses be the same as this? Okay.
Now, Mrs. West, your troubles are over. No pain and no confusion with these lenses. The world is in color again.
But where are your masks?
We don't need masks for this little job. We were only taking out temporary lenses. That's better, isn't it?
Something happened to me, didn't it?
Yes.
I remember nothing.
Yes. A horrible dream, a nightmare. I blame myself. Those lenses I inserted yesterday were pressing upon a tiny nerve. Then the pressure threw out your balance. That's all over now.
Oh, it was terrible. I can never explain how terrible.
Don't try. I can promise you that it won't happen again.
I thought you were a dog. I thought you were a cow, a kind cow, but you had sharp horns. Oh, I'm sorry. You must forgive me. How could I see you as a snake?
Forgive you, Mrs. West? What have I to forgive you for? You've been through a terrible thing, and you are going to be happy now. Promise me.
I promise.
You know who this is going to be? Your poor husband.
Jim, is that you?
Are you alright? I've been through to Madam twice. She said she would let me know. What the devil has been happening?
Is that you, Mr. West? Our patient gave us a fright, but you don't have to worry anymore. Mr. Graves changed the lenses. They were pressing on a tiny nerve, and everything is okay now. We can go home tomorrow.
Jim, I had here last night. I only understand it now. A nerve in the brain.
So, I understand. Don't excite yourself. I'll be a bit later.
Okay, see you. Is it true about coming home tomorrow?
Yes, if you are good. Are you sure you still want me to go with you?
Yes, why? Yes, it is all arranged. The little thing the most precious thing in the world is sight. I know now. I know what I might have lost.
You get your sight back. That's a miracle. And you You won't ever lose it now. Is there anything you want me before I go?
Yeah, can you give me my cream and my brush and my comb, please?
Okay. Here you are. I'll be with you at 8 o'clock.
Okay, thank you. I refused to believe in it, but I was right. My eyes are not mine anymore. They're deer's eyes, the scared victim's eyes.
Мада Вест, Диана Ковалева. Сёрджин, Саша Чернега. Нилс Брэн и Матрон, Даша Жабина. Нилс Энсел и Нилс Свитин, Марина Новожилова. Мистер Вест, husband, Саша Фарафан. Музыкальный редактор Алина, подруга Дианы.
Молодцы.